Hello and welcome to Monday Night Mike. Folks, it is now 8 o'clock here on the East Coast. I'm happy to have you all with me as we're going to talk about some interesting topics in tonight's episode. Those topics being the MLB trade deadline news. Who will the New York Mets and New York Yankees pursue? Mets already did some big moves. The New York Yankees, they haven't done any moves at all, as usual. And then you have New York Jets news. They lost a very, very valuable player. We'll get to that in a minute. And then finally, the NBA draft is just around the corner. What position players do the Brooklyn Nets and the New York Knicks need? So, happy to have you all here. Let's get right into this. Starting with the MLB trade deadline news. The New York Mets have done mainly smaller moves so far. Biggest one, though, is the acquiring of Rich Hill from the Tampa Bay Rays. He is a seasoned veteran. Not only can he come out of the bullpen, he's also a starting pitcher, too. He is what I like to call a two-way pitcher. Okay, he could give you a solid 5, 6, or even 7 innings, and you know what, if you need him to come in the bottom of the 8th from the bullpen, he could lock it down, and that's what I love about pitchers like Rich Hill. He could do both roles, and I think that's great for a team. The New York Mets pitchers and pitching rotation, or whether it's bullpen or starting pitchers, have gone through a ton of injuries this season, and all of them have been major injuries, keeping them out for a while. So with the acquisition of Rich Hill is very, very important. I do think once everyone is healthy, he will not be a starter as he is right now for the Mets. Overall, he will be a very, very great bullpen arm for the New York Metropolitans. Now, the New York Yankees, of course, trade deadline just a few days away. Yankees aren't doing any moves. They are looking at some big position players, which makes no sense whatsoever. You have Joey Gallo and Trevor Story the Yankees are looking at. Joey Gallo and Trevor Story. The New York Yankees need pitching. Okay, the Mets were smart. They got pitching. Now the Yankees, they need pitching. But you know what? No, they don't want to go for pitching. There are so many talented pitchers that are unsigned free agents that the Yankees could pick up for very, very cheap. But no, have Asher Wojnarowski start a game. Have Jonathan Loáisiga, who just got off the COVID list, pitch a few days, and then you see that he's cold, so you leave him in, and then boom, you blow the game. And then you have Nestor Cortes. The Yankees need to make up their mind about Nestor Cortes, okay? Are you going to have him start a game, or are you going to have him come in relief? You cannot do both in the same season, just back and forth, back and forth. It is not right, and it's... Now, okay, Yankees did the same with Luis Cessna, Jonathan Loáisiga, Domingo Germán. Who else? A lot more, okay? Look, I feel more comfortable right now with Nick Nelson coming out on the mound than Jonathan Loáisiga. The Yankees need a bullpen arm, and they got to trade for one to sign one right now. That's an unsigned free agent. It's so simple, but no, they're going for Joey Gallo, who does essentially what every position play right now in the Yankees does. It either hits a home run or they go 0-for-4 in a game. Joey Gallo has had absolutely horrible start ever since the All-Star break. Batting below 200, below the Mendoza line. And overall, on his career batting average, he's batting below 215. The Yankees are going to give away a lot of their valuable players for a guy with a 215 career batting average. Makes a whole lot of sense. Whole lot of sense. But, you know, I'm not Hal Steinbrenner, I'm not Brian Cashman, I'm not Aaron Boone. Thank God I'm not, because you know, if I was any of those three, I'll probably be public enemy number 1 right now in New York City. The fact that Aaron Boone even has his job still after the Yankees had a no-hitter going into the 8th and then somehow give up 5 runs and lose 5-4 is just mind-boggling. At this point, no, I'm just used to it. Yankees need a valuable bullpen arm, but you know what? They're not going for it. They're probably going to trade away all their top prospects for Joey Gallo, who can't even hit a base hit to save his life, but could strike out regularly. It's honestly unbelievable. So, going on, you have the New York Jets. New York Jets lose cornerback Brian Poole as he signs with the Saints. Overall, I do think this is a huge loss. The New York Jets, no matter what, they are in a beautiful position going into this upcoming NFL preseason that starts off in August. I'm not worried about that. Zach Wilson, yes, rookie quarterback. He has a lot of a lot of valuable pieces on that team. Now, if you guys did not see my Jets predictions, I highly recommend you to go check that out. Overall, though, I think the Jets will finish below 500, but very, very close, though, to the 500 win percentage mark. And this season is very important. Yes, it's a rookie season for Zach Wilson, but the Jets as a team just have a lot to prove. They almost went 0-16 last season. It gives you a lot to think about. It really, really does. The Jets have not had any hope, really, since Ryan Fitzpatrick and Mark Sanchez. Man, I just add Mark Sanchez was a great quarterback on the Jets. He's the best quarterback the New York Jets have had in the past 20 years. And I say that proudly and with the utmost confidence. And I really cannot stress that enough. Now, going on, you have the NBA trades. And just the draft overall. We see a lot of trades going on before this draft, and I love it. Now, there's talks about the New York Knicks getting Damian Lillard. The talks about Brooklyn Nets trading away Joe Harris. Now, the Joe Harris trade I could see happening. New York Knicks getting Damian Lillard when they already have a pretty stacked team of talent in MSG right now. I don't think will happen. But here we are. NBA draft coming up. I love the NBA draft. Not a lot of people like watching drafts, whether it's for the NBA, baseball, or football. I personally love watching the NBA draft. Now, the New York Knicks have a solid team. If I had it my way, I would not change anything. But the fact is, they will lose some players this season due to free agency. Now, if they're able to get Derrick Rose to come back for this upcoming season, of course, he won't be the starting PG. Because I just don't think he could go that long. He was able to do it, though, in the playoffs, and he performed, but he won't be able to do that every regular season game. He will still be second string on the roster. So the New York Knicks, they definitely need a point guard. 100%, they need a point guard. And I would say, you know what, pick up a guard overall. You have Taj Gibson, he's getting 2-0. Nerlens Noel most likely won't be with the team. And then you have Novell Pell, who may not even be with the team next season, too. The New York Knicks need a tall, consistent guard. That's a must right there. 100% that's a must. You have a few guys already on the team that could play as the point guard. The New York Knicks right now, if I'm correct, every single one of their point guards this season will be a free agent once free agency comes. That is not good whatsoever. The Knicks will be probably drafting a lot of point guards in this draft. Brooklyn Nets. Really, Brooklyn Nets don't need to change anything. If it wasn't for injuries and COVID, they would have 100% been the best team in the NBA overall, and they would have won the championship and would have been the Milwaukee Bucks. It's really hard to say what they need on the team because the team seems so perfect, and I hate the Brooklyn Nets, and I cannot just say hate any more bolder than I just did. The Brooklyn Nets bought their team. Okay, that's facts. But at the same time, that's what the sport is right now in NBA. You know, you sign big players in free agency or you trade the big players you have for other big players. They have the big three right now. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden. Now, I did read an article the other day about possibly the Brooklyn Nets trading away Kyrie Irving. If they do, I do think that will be a shock. Whether they like him or not, fact is, he's a very valuable asset right now to the team. And if they do trade him, I think it'll be for very high round draft picks and a few big players overall. I can't even really pinpoint, though, what team he would be traded to. Of course, I'll keep you guys updated with that in my regular videos. If I were the Brooklyn Nets, I would go for a shooting guard, personally. I think that's the biggest thing. Shooting guard or a center, one of those two. Comment down below what you guys think. Thank you guys for tuning in to Monday Night Mike. I'm your host, Dominic Konowski of the New York Sports Show, and I'm signing out. Peace.